Good afternoon and welcome to LivePlaySports.tv. You are looking at the starting pitcher for the South in the black jerseys. We are at the Southwest Futures All-Star Series, Day 2, Game 4 of this event that showcases local high school talent. And on the mound, a junior in the class of 2018 from Westlake High, Matthew Haberman. They will be facing the East squad, who you'll see momentarily in the royal blue. There you go. I'm Patrick O'Sullivan with your play-by-play. Field level, helping us bring you this event today, the Recruiting Network. 4 teams in this 2-day event, all getting a chance to play each other. In the early game today at 11 a.m. as the game starts off with a pop-up to the shortstop, who records the first out. That was Cole Kitchen, the batter. From El Camino Real Charter. Second man up is number 16, Eric Tolman. Left fielder from El Toro. They are the 2017 CIF Southern Section Division I champions. Tolman swinging. As I was saying, the North defeated the West earlier today, 12-6. So they finish a couple of days with a couple of victories. As he looks at a call, third strike. Get a good look at Haberman. First time seeing him in this series. Great student athlete with a 4.30 grade point average as well. 6'2" out on the mound, the right-hander. Westlake High produced major leaguers Matt Franco, Mike Lieberthal. Taking a little off that one. 1-1 is the count. To number 9 from Camarillo, second baseman Sam Silvera. Grounded foul, just wide of third base. That 12-6 game earlier, much different than yesterday's games, which were both relatively low scoring. We saw a lot of hits and a lot of walks. And once again, fouling it in just about the same area as Silvera. So a little ahead of these pitches. Two and two, 2 outs. Part of that improved hitting might be because this is a wood bat event. And these players getting comfortable in day 2 using these bats as the roller to second. Over to first for out number 3. So impressive first inning of work for Haberman as he gets a couple of groundouts and a strikeout to retire the side. That was Kevin Taylor, number 3, fielding that ground ball cleanly. Now on the mound for the East, another junior in the class of 2018. It's Brian Golnick from El Camino. Right-handed pitcher. East is coached by Jimmy Walker and the South by John Birchloff. We're at Matador Field and Cal State University Northridge, and there you see the wide view from left to right. 325 feet down the left field and right field line, 360 to left and right center, and 390 to straightaway center. I'm Patrick O'Sullivan with your play-by-play. You're watching LivePlaySports.tv. Saw our first ball hit to the wall in the last game. Saw another one nearly hit to the wall, both to the extremes, near the 325 marker in left and the 325 marker in right. South will send up their leadoff man. Number 14 from Gar, Andrew Householder. Currently in his sophomore year. Another fine student athlete with a 3.9 GPA. A little bit different look for the South today, as they're trying to get as many players in the game as possible to be showcased. This is really what this event is about. For for these players to play against a level of competition of other standouts and developing players from other schools. Get a good look by scouts. Gauge where they're at in their young high school careers. These are all freshmen, sophomores, and juniors. There's Golnick. Missing outside. So seeing a bit of a different look for the South. They've got some players just batting and some players just in the field right now. So, for example, if that makes sense, you got Householder at the plate, but he's not playing a position in the field at this moment, nor is he the DH. We're being liberal with the rules here today. And get him to chase high, swing and a miss for the strikeout. Golnick sets down Householder. That brings up Westlake's right-handed batter, number 5, Cade Krish. Sophomore swings and drops one inside the chalk of right field. That's a base hit. First hit of the ball game delivered by Krish. That brings up number 12, Jonathan Larson of Rio Mesa. See Golnick, he gets real low to start his delivery. Checking the runner at first. Grounder back to the pitcher. Over to second, over to first for the double play. So that's a 1 to the pitcher, to the shortstop, who has to follow the ball, but might help him out as it leads him on the throw. It's a 1-6-3 DP. Miguel Marin, shortstop over there, made a nice adjustment in the middle of the play, was pursuing the bag, realized the throw was going to be wide of the bag, but got the jump on it, stayed in motion, delivered that throw to first. Taking care of business. 0-0 after 1, and Haberman about to go right back to work. Number 10, Cole Kitchen, the catcher. Or rather, Dawson Diamond. Number 9 for the South is the catcher. Cole Kitchen catching for the Royal Blue East. Diamond with some words for Haberman before he faces a very formidable hitter. And number 21, third baseman Jaden Fine. San Diego State commit. And Fine rips one over the left fielder's head. That will roll and hit the wall. He turns around first, headed towards second, standing up with a double. So, looks like Diamond went out to warn his pitcher, hey, this guy can hit. And a sweet swing right here, lifting that foot, driving the ball, getting the extension. Left fielder has to chase it down. And then the 6-3 Fine into second, standing up. Leadoff double, now the DH, number 15. Stone Schiffman, also from El Toro, a first-team South Coast leaguer. Bit of a chopper to second, leaving his feet, but fielding it is Kevin Taylor. But they advance the runner to third. One out. Sac fly situation. Could score a run. Ball gets away from Diamond, but keeps a close eye on Fine at third. I think I was told yesterday it was Fain. We're going to change it to Jaden Fain. If you're hearing this in the stands, because I think the broadcast is going out to the stands, hey, maybe you're a relative of Jaden. Come on up, knock on the door, and correct me. Honestly, I want to get it right. Two 0 is the count. Swing and a miss, throw down to third. But he retreats back. Okay, folks, ask and you shall receive. Just like that knock on the door from Jaden's aunt, telling me I was right in the first place. It's Jaden Fine. Liner to third, and Fine, unfortunately, is tagged out. So another double play ends this inning. Let's see the replay. Haberman the pitch. Marin, the liner to third, and the dive by Ricardo Perez. The unassisted double play. Umpire getting into it. Look at the umpire holding that pose. 0-0. This is a bit of a looser atmosphere. We saw an umpire smile last game. I don't think I see that often. Okay, should probably lay off the umps if I know what's good for me. Here we go. Back out on the mound in the royal blue. Still Brian Golnick out there. That'll be number 15. Leading off this inning for the South, Nicolo Chudian from John Burroughs High in Burbank. Saw him pitch yesterday. Starting this game in center field. Bouncer to third for the first out of the inning. Jaden Fine. Goldnick now facing number 13, Danny Hernandez of Westlake. Hernandez, first baseman today. Roller to short, charging. A bit of a sidearm throw, delivers the out. Number 1, Miguel Marin of Chatsworth. The first team All-West Valley League selection this year. Good shot of the south dugout. Righty versus lefty matchup. Number 10, Aiden Alger of Quartz Hill. We also saw him on the mound yesterday. He was the Golden League Pitcher of the Year this season. His team finished 26-6 and 14-0 in league play. Just about every batter has a bit of a different stance. You see Alger, he gets really low, crouched down, but then holds the bat pretty high for that type of stance. So he pulls one foul. That's part of baseball. Find what works for you. Even at the major league level, you see a variety of different stances. There's the logo of the CSUN Matadors. This great field, which is going to get even better. They're going to renovate this place and turn it into something else. If you look at the rendering on the wall they have here, what the future will be as it's pulled again, fouled again. And just getting a chance this year to visit some of the schools that these players play at. Some really nice high school baseball fields in the area. There's a shot. Nice dive attempt. Getting that royal blue dirtied up. Number 18, Tyler Ray from Malibu. Well, he knows all about the sand. Great late break on that pitch. And down goes Alger. Strikeout for Golnick. Retire the side. Still 0-0. After 2. Quick moving game thus far. We are scheduled to play 9 innings. There is a 2-hour, 30-minute time limit, which was enforced in the earlier game. That's why the North won 12-6 in 8 innings. One of our sponsors today, also J-Dub, providing the hats you see on the field. They make high-quality hats, bats, bags, and backpacks. And new pitcher for the South will be number 21 from Gar High School, Connor McKinney, class of 2018, right-hander, 6'5", out on the hill. Okay, ready to go with Connor McKinney. Gar, located down in Cerritos, school he attends. He'll face number 2 from Chaminade, Cole Revenspies, a player I got to see this year in Mission League play. Chaminade finishing 3rd place in a highly competitive league. They did make the Division I playoffs. Revenspies, a .329 hitter, has a ton of speed with 15 stolen bases. Lines one, a great play at first. It'll be a race to the bag, tossing to the pitcher. They get the out. So stellar defense from the South. Number 13, Danny Hernandez, was in pursuit, but helping him is Connor McKinney leaving the mound. Look at the replay. Revenspies putting that ball in play, and he's got the speed. They know they had to have a beat on it, as Hernandez making the grab and foul ground, but the ball bounced fair. We'll flip it to McKinney for out number 1. So, folks, we are going by jersey number here, and on our roster, number 21 is Connor McKinney, but that's still Matthew Haberman out on the mound. He's listed as number 17. That's number 21, Matthew Haberman of Westlake. Swing and a miss. Number 18, Tyler Ray from Malibu, still wearing that dirt from that dive attempt he made in the field moments ago. Over to third. Misplayed. Keeps it in front of him. Will be a tough throw to make. And Tyler Ray is on base. Back to the top of the order, number 10, Cole Kitchen. Popped out his first time up. That one popped out of play. Top of the third inning, still scoreless. Inside. 2-1 the count. That ball will land in the glove of the left fielder for the line out slash fly out. And these players are ready to go. Look at the defense taking the field right away. Losing his shades. But the sportsmanship, they will hand it off. Still on the mound in the royal blue for the East is Brian Golnick. About to face Dawson Diamond, number 9 of Quartz Hill. So here we go. Bottom of the third, still scoreless. 1 hit for each team. Number 9, Dawson Diamond, wrapping up a very impressive season recently. A San Diego State University commit, first team all Golden League, 393 average. Has a home run, 20 runs driven in this season. Also 6 stolen bases. And a standout catcher behind the plate. Golnick, the pitch. Gets the infield pop-up. Coming into the grass from third, securing the out is Michael Oddman of Calabasas. There's Oddman, a sophomore. Starting off, Anthony Diaz with the strike. Diaz of Gar High School in Cerritos. Golnick. Locating his pitches where he wants them in this at-bat. Gets the grounder to short. Over to first for out number 2. Play made there by Gabriel Baldovino of Camarillo. batter for the South. Hit by a pitch. It's number 3, Kevin Taylor of Westlake. He's on base. See that Westlake batting helmet? Westlake, of course, located in Westlake Village, California. Number 14, Andrew Householder of Gar, steps in, takes a big cut, but Golnick gets it by him. 1-1 the count. Fouls one off. Staying alive in the count. Checking on the runner at first. Pitch count not as much of consequence in this game, but it's really become more and more one of the art forms of hitting. Considered a productive at bat, you can just fight off as many pitches as possible, even if it results in an out. If you're facing a starter, the long-term effects, tiring them out later in the ball game, could pay dividends later on. And the runner gets down to third. To second. That's number 3. Kevin Taylor. Fouled off. Nice catch by the coach. Big swing and a miss as Golnick finishes the inning with a strikeout. So, after 3, still scoreless. East versus South. It's 3 strikeouts for Golnick, 1 per inning, so he's been consistent, giving up no runs and 1 hit. Probably done for the day. As the coaches presetting their pitching rotation for this game. Trying to get everyone a look out in the Southwest Future All-Star Series. Day 2, Game 4, about to wrap up this weekend of baseball. Out in Northridge, we've gotten some cool weather, but avoided any sort of rainfall. And now the South has a new pitcher. Number 4 from Westlake, Michael DeMore. DeMore, class of 2018, right-handed pitcher with a 4.20 grade point average. Popped up into the stands, maybe past it. Let's see. And it does land in the grass field that's located behind the ballpark here. At the plate for the East as he fouls off another one. Number 16, Eric Tolman of El Toro. 6'2", also a left-handed pitcher. And Tolman tracked down by the center fielder as he tosses it to his right fielder. In rhythm. Let's look at this replay. Tolman swinging at the high pitch. Looks like it might have fallen in the gap, but ball stayed in the air long enough. Racing in from center to make the grab. Number 14 for the South, Andrew Householder, for out number 1. DeMore now facing number 9, Sam Silvera. Grounder to short for the second out. Number 2, Kevin Blyer, another Westlake player, making the play in the field. He's got the shades on the cap look. Jaden Fine lifts it to center for the third out of the inning. So after 3.5, still scoreless in the last game of the 2017 Southwest Future All-Star Series. And the South coming to bat in the bottom of the 4th. And the new pitcher in the royal blue for the East squad, taking his warm-up tosses, left-hander. Number 12 from Malibu High, William Tamkin. Got a long 6'4" frame. Throw down to second, signaling we're about ready to go. Bottom of the fourth. South sending up number 5, Cade Critch, another Westlake High player. Tamkin. With his first pitch of the afternoon. And he hits Critch. Critch will take his base. Tamkin on the year, a very impressive line, 8-3 with a 1.12 ERA. Tamkin facing number 12, Jonathan Larson of Rio Mesa. Larson, the center, coming in to make the play. Number 16, Eric Tolman from El Toro. Looks like he was explaining his dance moves after that catch. Tamkin losing his hat. We saw yesterday Nathan Church lose his hat a couple times on that mound. And we're not talking about wind. We're talking about these pitchers just pitching themselves right out of their hats. Swing and a miss. Maybe that's a friendly competition they have going on. Teammates this weekend. Right now it's Nathan Church 2. William Tamkin 1. The number of times losing your hat on the mound department, but Tamkin has a chance to catch up. And the pitch. It's number 15, Nicolo Chudian, who also pitched yesterday, I mentioned, from John Burroughs High in Burbank, class of 2019. Another fine student athlete with a 3.9 GPA. Runner on first. Tamkin, paying attention to him, has a great view as a lefty. Count even now at 2-2. Chudian with a .240 batting average this year in limited plate appearances, more of a pitcher. Swing and a miss as he goes inside for the strikeout. I believe the 4th strikeout. Or rather, by the East pitchers, I believe the 3rd. The other side, 3 as well. Number 13, the batter for the South, Danny Hernandez, saw his fine defense in the field. And that ball he was able to dive into foul territory for and then beat the race to first base, toss it to his pitcher, Matthew Haberman. Hernandez fouls it off. Hernandez, one of 6 players from Westlake on this team. Tamkin. Delivers the grounder, the short. Over to second for the force. And we are still scoreless. 0-0 after 4. So a much different story from the game we saw early this morning thus far, which was a 12-6. We saw 18 runs, at least 10 walks between the two teams. A couple balls hit to the wall, a lot of RBI singles. But a pitcher's duel between the East and the South in the late game. Michael DeMore takes the mound once again. At 4:53 p.m. as you see on the clock in the C-Sun dugout, which serves today as the East dugout. Number 15, Stone Schiffman, will lead off the inning for the East. DeMore getting ahead of the count. One and one. DeMore in his second inning of work. Schiffman of El Toro. The CIF Southern Section Division I champions. Probably still riding high from that victory just over a week ago at Dodger Stadium. Now today, looks like he's almost dressed like a Dodger with that blue and white uni. Watching LivePlaySports.tv, we're in the top of the 5th inning in the last game of the Southwest Future All-Star Series of 2017. East and South scoreless. We've seen some standout pitching and defense thus far. Hoping these bats will wake up and score some runs, as that one's fouled off. Looks like a couple of fans are going into blanket mode or using a jacket as a blanket mode. That one ripped, but foul. Weather a little chilly. The wind clearly has picked up in the opposite direction. The first game, that American flag was blowing east. Now it's clearly going west. Fouled off again. Not playable. The El Toro Chargers. Eric Tolman, Stone Schiffman. Teammates today on this All-Star squad. Full count. Still alive. And sneaking a strike inside, down goes Schiffman. Brings up number 1, Miguel Marin of Chatsworth. They made it all the way this year to the City Section Division I championship game after completing a 10-0 league season, 29-6 overall. Upended by Birmingham in the final. Swing and a miss. Demore been steady. That ball placed right over the shortstop's head for a base hit as Marin is on. That brings up number 2, the speedy Cole Riebenspies of Chaminade of West Hills. Takes low, ball 1. Holding up. with that draft tomorrow. Of course, the New York Yankees took a chance last year and drafted Chaminade's Blake Rutherford, who was a player who looked like he was headed to college, but the Yankees also knew Rutherford was a big Yankee fan, and now he's in the minor league organization. That ball is driven. Foul. So Marin still on first. 1-2 the count, 1 out. One run could be the difference in this game, as nobody has cracked the seal of this 0-0 ball game. Two the count, 1 out. Tamore with a runner on the pitch. Soft liner to short, and scampering back to first, so they get 1 out. Looks like Kevin Blyer still out there on short for the South. Stepping up, number 5 for the East, Kai Tinker of Grace Brethren. .326 hitter this season. They made it all the way to the CIF Southern Section Division 4 final. Ball is popped up. Second baseman comes over for the 3rd out of the inning. So still scoreless, 0-0, East and South. After 4.5 innings. We'll see who takes the mound for the East. As Brad, the dancing cameraman, has returned. You never know when he's going to appear. He's appeared every game, but you just don't know which inning. Brad ready to go. Looks like he picks up a prop, fist pump, and he will go to his, not sure what that is, and a peace sign. Okay, all's good then. And looks like Brad's done. He's lost endurance every game. The first game he was stellar. He went about 30 seconds. That, maybe 8 seconds, 6 of them good seconds. And Mike, unfortunately not on camera today. He was his rival, so Brad's standout performance dancing yesterday, and today wins via forfeit. A very mixed career, but it's how you get it done. At the end of the day, he's 2-0. All right, we are about ready to go in the bottom of the 5th for more baseball and not a dancing contest. Still on the mound is Malibu's William Tamkin. And he'll try to hold this South team at bay. You're watching LivePlaySports.tv. I'm Patrick O'Sullivan with your play-by-play. I'm joined this inning in the booth. So you finally get tired of me talking to myself. By Live Play Sports head man Darren Thomas. Darren, welcome.
Thanks, Patrick.
Darren, you want to tell us a little bit about exactly what Live Play provides here?
Hey, guys. Yeah, we started this, I think we did our first beta test about, coming up almost 3 years ago, and been growing steadily ever since. But we're, as most people can see right now, we're doing broadcast for this and live stream, but we're also in analytics and unique in the sense that we can do both broadcast and analytics, which is we have a lot of fun with, and events like this are a lot of fun to showcase, at least on our broadcast side and live streaming side, which we enjoyed doing it last year and again this year. So it's something that I know you mentioned we followed Notre Dame this year, and we usually embed with schools in a number of different places, so it's a lot of fun for us.
And when you say analytics, you're talking about actual statistical analytics?
Right. Our statistical analytics, that's the part that we've been working on, and it's something that we hope to have debuted out here pretty soon, where we, with each pitch or with each at bat, there's a stat created, and what we're doing is using the video to embed into that, a thing called a V-stat, so that we can show off both. You want to cut a kid's reel, or you want to see highlights, or you want to scout, or you want to do those things. There's video attached inside of each of those stats, and that's something that our system creates as we're doing it. So it's again, we're not using that at this event here. This is just strictly live stream stuff, but it's been something that we'll be working with over the fall, especially as we get started for football. A few other things there.
It's a 2-2 count to Aiden Alger. Yeah, it's hard to measure how much influence analytics have had, especially on a sport like baseball over the years. I was talking to Tim Penpraise, one of the organizers of today's event yesterday, and just the difference between now and 10 years ago, how often players now swing at the first pitch, because traditionally when you're taught to play baseball growing up, in a lot of cases you're taught to just take the first pitch. But analytics have shown if you get that first pitch and you can recognize it right away, it will result in a hit in a high percentage of times.
Yeah, I think a lot of people get walk right there. It's tendencies. Baseball is based on those tendencies, and those tendencies come from those kind of statistics. And what does a player usually do, especially the older and more progressed? But because of how sports are going now, the younger player, they don't look like they used to. This is like we've talked about the draft coming up tomorrow.
Guys, that's number 9, Dawson Diamond, not Kate Krish.
But yeah, we have a it's changing a lot. This year, having so many players out of the first round coming out of high school, and they're just a lot more advanced than they used to be. They're a lot more talented. It's sort of the evolution of the game, and I think taking advantage a lot of anything and everything at their disposal.
And sorry to interrupt you, but William Tamkin just lost his hat again. That means he's tied now with Nathan Church. His teammate yesterday lost his hat twice. Now Tamkin's lost his hat twice on the mound.
We're going to get for yesterday's. We had such good footage of that in slow motion that we're going to try to see if we can get a shampoo sponsor.
And the runner goes, and a great jump as he is down into second with the news of the shampoo sponsorship.
Yeah.
Maybe they can clean that jersey off now, too.
That's right.
He dirtied it up on the headfirst slide.
It's a good slide there.
But Alger gets into scoring position for his teammate today and his teammate on the Quartz Hill team, Dawson Diamond. Diamond, player I was looking up before we started this event, and he's got some nice stats, but also, even from a very young age, his freshman year, scouts noticed him for his high IQ behind the plate as a catcher. So important to a pitching staff. He pops it up, and wait a second, it is caught by number 14, Alex Malone of Chatsworth, but sorry to keep the comedy going.
That's it.
But Tamkin lost his hat again. He takes the lead. 3-2.
I know. I think that we got to talk to Tim about possibly, a little Velcro strap. Maybe one of the moms could throw him a bobby pin or something put that thing on there, keep it on there.
I think that's one of the things too. The styles always change in baseball,
That's
and the players
right.
definitely are wearing their hats looser these days than they
Yeah,
were a few years back.
yeah. It
Not
is.
folding as
I
many.
think it would. I think I think I would lose my mind eventually if it keeps coming off. But that one didn't come off. But it was nice. It just twisted on his head a
Well,
little bit there.
I wouldn't mind it if I was a high school player because they've got great hairlines out there. But if, at my
Get
age,
the older ones.
I don't want to lose my hat.
No, no, no. Well, no. I think that'd be a tough one. Although you still have your hair, so that's
Somewhat.
yeah.
And there's the pitch. The batter, number 16, Anthony Diaz of Gar.
This has been a great, this game here too. Even both of them, just the amount of hitting in the last one and this one, just good pitching, good defense. It's been really great.
In this game, tight 0-0. They have a runner in scoring position, 1 out,
Nice.
and aggressive at the plate because he knows
Yeah.
getting later into the ball game, if they can bring that runner home, it might make the difference and win
Yeah.
this game.
Just getting around on that ball a bit too early and sit back on that one, and that would have been a nice base hit.
See the wind picking up as
Yeah.
Tamkin's jersey. Billows and the pitch and jams up Diaz
Yeah.
for the strikeout.
It's nice.
Tamkin 6'4". So he's another young man, class of 2018, has another year and to show scouts what he has.
I think this has been the year of tall baseball players too, because last year we had this past year we covered when we saw the catcher at Harvard Westlake, the young man that's the catcher there for 2 years. He's extremely tall kid, and we've got a number of them playing baseball right now. Kind of mistaken for basketball players that are playing baseball.
Yeah, earlier today we saw 6'7" Justin Campbell on the mound. This is number 3.
Be like Randy Johnson back in the day.
Kevin Taylor of Westlake. Yeah, I actually ran into Randy Johnson last year in Seattle. Still looks great for his age. Looks like he can pitch. Chopper to short, charging. Gets the out at first for the 3rd out of the inning. So they strand a runner, and the score remains deadlocked 0-0 East versus South after 5.
That's a good inning. Yeah, before we bring Tim up too, and I know a lot of the coaches have asked, and some of the parents have asked too. One of the things that that we do this next coming year is that a number of the schools that we'll try to work with, and like we did with Notre Dame this year, and some other schools that we embed with them, and we cover their whole seasons, cover their entire season, which is always something that's enjoyable, and getting to know the players and those things. There you go, get the parents on film there.
Also, a lot of our sponsors helping us out. Marucci. They manufactured the jerseys worn today by the players. Also a leading bat and apparel company. Provided the wood bats as well as a wood bat event. So this is much different than the games we've seen. The 7-inning format with the aluminum bats. And I think we saw earlier in the day, I was talking about, I think it's that second day of working with these bats. It seems like in the earlier game, players got the hang of it, getting the barrel in the bat. I saw Calvin Koo from Harvard Westlake drive one to the wall, and we saw him play this year in the Mission League. And the new pitcher for the South, taking over in the top of the 6th, number 16, who we just saw hit moments ago, Anthony Diaz from Gar and Cerritos. Right-handed thrower, also a catcher. Home of the CSUN Matadors. And number 18, stepping up to the plate, Malibu's Tyler Ray. Ray this regular season hit 275. Did have a home run and 21 runs driven in. Another tall player, 6'4", junior, heading into his senior campaign when they start next year's prep season. Swinging at that first pitch, fouled up into the stands and over into the concourse area. On deck, number 14, Alex Malone of Chatsworth. Tyler Ray, hard hit ball, gets by the third baseman.
Yeah, that was a nice hit.
And he's on with a leadoff single. All right, Darren, well, thanks for joining us in the booth.
Yeah.
And providing coverage through LivePlaySports.tv.
Wish I could offer more coverage other than our plans for sponsorship and hair shampoos and that, but we do.
We got DVDs, right?
That's right, we do. So I know some parents are stealing those and some footage and different things. So this is a great event to have that, and we always appreciate Tim having us out for it. And we do appreciate the sponsors and working with Sports Academy and different ones here. It's always a nice event. So we've enjoyed it. And it's been great to meet a lot of the parents, and this year it's been a lot of fun to watch. It'd be nice to see next year, after the end of next year, where all these players go. Some great talent out here.
Well, yeah, last year they had Royce Lewis, and he is going to go early probably tomorrow in the draft. But
yes,
in terms of surefire potential, looks like most of the write-ups I've seen on this draft say he's the guy who has all the tools. Well, maybe he might not be MVP of the league, but he's probably going to be an all-star. So,
so it's an interesting year. This year has been full of a lot of guys like that. I know, Hunter's gotten most of the attention, but there's all these other guys that are just right behind him that are strong, and it's going to be
a lot of them from this area, which is incredible.
It is a hotbed for baseball here. So I'm excited, and the parents, it's great to see them supportive, and it's just we've enjoyed it. We love covering it.
Malone looking at a 2-1 count. For City D1 finalist Chatsworth, he pokes one through the right side of the infield, and now they're in business. Nobody on, 2 base runners. Don't know if we've seen that at all or much in this game.
No.
Brings up number 16, Eric Tolman, as we see the replay. Just right through that 4-3 side of the infield. Nice piece of hitting. Here's Tolman. Well, thanks for joining us, Darren, and I'll see you after the game.
Yes. See you after the game. Thanks.
So Eric Tolman with a chance to be the hero if this game can stay tight like this. 1-run scores and the pitchers hold them at bay. They can walk out of here with a 1-0 victory. Diaz still trying to record his first out. Tolman taking his time, waiting on the right pitch. 2-1. Big hack there by Tolman, but he misses. Count even, 2-2. Good eye by Tolman. Count now full. Runners on first and second. Still nobody out. Still a 0-0 game in the top of the sixth. And he takes another cut, but Diaz wins the battle with a strikeout. So number 9, Sam Silvera of Camarillo gets his chance. Gets the outside strike. Very patient approach this inning by the East hitters. Diaz locating well on the corner again. And Diaz, necklace broke, and he'll put it in his back pocket. And the pitch. Roller to first. Does advance the runners, but now 2 outs. And here is UC Irvine commit Nathan Church, who we talked about losing his hat twice yesterday. Another El Toro player. Saw him on the mound. Also sporting a necklace. Church lifts one and giving chase as a center fielder. He is under it, so it's another bend, don't break scenario. Score still 0-0. South outfield doing their job. Number 14, Andrew Householder. Another sponsor today, J-Dub. They provided the hats you see on the field. And look, those hats will stay on your head, trust me. These are players just giving it that kind of loose look, loose feel. Maybe to stay feeling loose out on the field. J-Dub making high-quality hats and bats and bags and backpacks that you see in this weekend's Southwest Future All-Star Series. If you just tuned in, you're watching LivePlaySports.tv's coverage. I'm Patrick O'Sullivan with your play-by-play. It's been a scoreless pitchers duel, 0-0. Now deep into the ballgame after seeing a 12-6 game in the morning where the North beat the West in a game that had at least 10 walks, I can recall. And a lot of just sharply placed RBI singles, especially by the North. Okay, new pitcher for the Royal Blue East team. Number 17, Austin Sachin from Chaminade. Another Mission League player. Left-handed thrower, 6'3" with a 4.44 GPA. Just a very impressive student athlete showing. Gotta give it up to the staff of this event for including that on the stat sheet. Kevin Blyer gets a chance to hit. And Sachin's first action on the mound of the weekend. He is a junior. Made 9 appearances this season, sported a 2.39 ERA, did log 29 1/3 innings with 25 strikeouts. Full count. And he walks Kevin Blyer. That will bring up for the first time today number 6 from Agora, Taylor Justice. Only a sophomore. Agora, also the Chargers, same mascot as El Toro. And that ball will get by the shortstop. So 2 runners on with nobody out for the South. Had just enough speed on that ball to where Miguel Marin could not track it down. So Justice is on first. And a dive attempt by the first baseman to no avail. They'll come home, and they will easily get the lead runner. So they had to kind of take a chance this late in the game. It looks like he had a shot to score, but take a look at the replay. Right fielder was just on it. Running in, gets rid of it. Catcher in great position. Tags out Kevin Blyer. So that's the closest we've had to a run, and it was about 2 feet from being a run. But now it's 1 out, runners on first and second. Number 4, Michael DeMore, who we've seen pitching, has a chance to be a hero at the plate. 1-1 count, 1 out. Sachin giving up a couple of singles to both sides of the field. Ball gets away a bit. No challenge by the runners. Demore in the dirt, but kept in front again, and East catcher probably visiting the mound to say, hey, if we're going to get him low, we've got to keep this ball out of the dirt. We don't want to give up a run by a pass ball or wild pitch with a man on second. Sachin just missing the zone. Walks now with the bases loaded. 1 out. Number 3, Kevin Taylor. I think he just missed with the slider there. Another Westlake player. Here's the pitch. Holds up, mid-swing. Strike. Taylor, a member of the class of 2019. Holds up again, strike again. 1 out. A well-hit fly ball to the outfield, even if caught. Could bring home a run. And 3 straight pitches where Taylor's held up his swing. 1-2 the count. Sachin in a jam, but all will be forgiven if he can get out of it without a run scored. That one's high. Sachin delivers. Missing, count now full with 1 out. On deck, number 2, Kevin Blyer, Kevin Taylor's Westlake teammate. And nicking the corner for a called third strike is Sachin. Bottom of the 6th inning. So Westlake's second Kevin gets his chance. The pitch. He swings up the middle to short to second for the force. So Sachin survives, giving up no runs, even with that bases loaded jam. And this game still deadlocked. East 0, South 0. We're headed to the top of the 7th. So the pitcher's doing this in a variety of ways today on both sides. By a strikeout, ground out, some getting in trouble, but everybody getting out of trouble, or there wouldn't be zeros on the board. Some stellar defense out there as well. Saw a lot of hitting in the first game, a lot of glove work in this one. Also want to thank another one of our sponsors, Amateur Baseball Development Group, Inc., a nonprofit foundation improving youth baseball. They're involved with us today. And yes, you can pick up DVDs of this event. Both days. We played 2 games yesterday, 2 today. Check us out at liveplaysports.tv. Getting just a tad darker in the sky, but we should be able to wrap this one up before that's a challenge at all. Now I say that now in a 0-0 ball game, but there is a time limit. Anthony Diaz still on the mound for the black jerseyed South team. 66 degrees, the wind kicking south 11 miles an hour. Another blanketed fan. Not sure if that's a school's blanket. It's got some Dallas Cowboys colors to it, but I don't want to assign anybody any sort of fandom. Or is it a Dodger towel? I don't know if she can hear us. Is that a Dodger towel? Give us a thumbs up if that's a Dodger. Not sure. Okay, back to baseball. The pitch. Diaz facing number 15. For the blue, Stone Schiffman of El Toro. See if these hitters get more aggressive earlier in the count in this 0-0 game. Somebody's got to score. Three 0. Of course, you can win that way too. First game of this series, we saw a walk-off victory. A bases-loaded walk was the difference yesterday in the early game in the bottom of the 9th inning. 3-1 now. Schiffman, hard-hit grounder off the glove of Haberman, who's moved over there after pitching. And Schiffman will get on base. That brings up number 3, Gabriel Baldovino of Camarillo. Heard some chatter, people impressed with his skills yesterday. Baldovino lifts one off the handle of the bat and out-recorded by shortstop Kevin Blyer. Schiffman remains at first. Brings up Agora's, or rather Calabasas, Michael Oddman. Don't want to mix those areas up right next to each other. Probably some rivalship. Is that a word? Rivalship going on? Michael Oddman, class of 2018. Class of 2019 actually on the roster, so he's a sophomore. Ball gets away. Schiffman takes second, has an eye towards third. But he'll settle for second base, still in scoring position with 2 outs. And yes, Agora and Calabasas both play in the Marmonte League. Ball gets away again, and going down to third is Schiffman. So they might be able to get away with 2 of those, but 1 more, and that run will come home. So now after that, that's a 3-2, full count. Runner on third. Oddman at the plate, Schiffman on third. And Diaz walks Oddman. Brings up number 13, Pearson Ole. Another pitcher we saw yesterday. Ole was 3 for 4 at the plate in his team's last playoff game this year, so he is able to swing the bat. And the timing would be right here in this 0-0 ball game. Runners on the corners, 1 out, top of the 7th inning. That ball gets away from the backstop. And coming home to score the first run of the game, we'll see what the umpire says. And yes, that run will score. So it is 1-0. Like I said, they can get away with 2, but not 3. It is now the difference in the ball game. The runner still on second as Schiffman comes in from third. Pearson Ole at the plate. And the grounder misplayed by the first baseman. Another run will score. All of a sudden it's 2-0, and Ole is on second base. So the East finally able to plate some runs. Brings up William Tamkin from Malibu. Talk about taking a jump. Tamkin was a 159 hitter last season. This season improved to 402. Had 17 RBIs, 5 doubles, and 5 triples. Those are sophomore junior numbers, class of 2018. And looking to add some insurance. He can appreciate that as a pitcher himself. Diaz battling with 1 out. Looks at second. And Tamkin swings at the high outside pitch, striking out. Here's Alex Malone of Chatsworth. Looks like a balk call. So Ole will move down to third. And pitcher and catcher will talk things over. See if they can right this ship. In this 2-run inning thus far for the Royal Blue. Tries to get him to chase that same high outside pitch that Ole did. Or rather Tamkin, my bad. Ole, the runner on third. Diaz the pitch. Fouled out of play by Malone. There you saw a quick shot of where all those foul balls are going. So if you want a baseball, there's probably about 5 or 6 of those from the last couple of days. Three-one count. Man on third. And now runners on the corners. Diaz scuffling to get out of this inning. Eric Tolman with another opportunity at the plate, swinging and missing. Tolman fouls it up. Catcher giving chase and making the grab for the third out of the inning, but not before. Finally, the East comes away with some runs on a ball that got away from the catcher. 2-0. South will get their chance in the bottom of the 7th coming up. With Austin Sachin still on the mound from Chaminade. There you see one of our sponsors today, Field Level, the recruiting network. Helping make this event possible, we had Brenton Sullivan join us in the booth yesterday representing them. And I'm joined now in the bottom of the 7th inning coming up by one of the organizers of this Southwest Future All-Star Series, Tim Penpraise. Tim, how you doing?
Doing real well, Patrick. How you doing?
Good. What do you think of the baseball we've seen today?
Oh, it's been great. 2 very different ball games today. First one real high scoring. This one a real good pitcher's duel.
Yeah, anything you saw in that first game? Because it looked like, to me, I don't know, it was a familiarity where the players got to work with the wood bats for back-to-back games.
Yeah, I think it's a combination. I think they're getting more comfortable with the bats. I think a couple pitchers had trouble finding the zone. There was quite a few walks in that game. that led. I think they actually had more runs than hits at the end of the game, but we still had some good baseball, some good showings, and besides a couple things, it was still good baseball.
Yeah, it looked like the hitters were being more patient too, taking those pitches.
Yeah, certainly. You get a game like this, and the zone shrinks, and it's an all-star game, so they're expecting pitchers to be able to spot up real well, and sometimes they don't have it.
And was there anybody yesterday that kind of surprised you on the field?
Yeah, there was a lot of guys. I think everybody played real well. I know, just talking to some guys down there, you got guys like Josh Swales, who came out and threw an inning, freshman from where is he from?
Josh Swales?
From Heritage Christian. Josh Swales from Heritage Christian. He came out. I think he hit 89, so I know there was a lot of buzz about him, especially as a freshman. You had Chandler Champlain that came out and threw real well. So a lot of guys coming out and showing what they got.
We've got a mound visit here after the leadoff man gets on with a walk.
It's actually my dad right there, coming out and helping Coach Mahoney Brewer today. They used to coach together. Gave him a call and asked him to come out again today.
And now the South. Ricardo Perez at the plate. He represents the tying run. From Burroughs High in Burbank. And you also work with Sports Academy as well, one of our sponsors, correct?
Absolutely. Yep. I'm the director of baseball over at Sports Academy. We offer really full training programs for all athletes, but in my department specifically baseball players. So we concentrate on the baseball skills, but more than that also the strength, the conditioning, the speed and agility, the mindset development, sports psychologists, and recovery. We have a full recovery center that we send all of our athletes to after they work out. It just helps them recover quicker and get more out of that next workout. So we have a lot of services and a lot of full programs that we're putting our guys on and really seeing great stuff.
Back-to-back walks. So the South in business.
Real
Trying
good.
to stage a rally.
Real good at bat by Perez there. One of the few freshmen in this event.
Now number 4, Michael DeMore, who we saw on the mound. Sachin checks on second. DeMore, nice grounder and a little bit of a twirl. Brings the first baseman off the bag.
Called him safe at second.
Maybe the foot wasn't on the bag. Let's take a look at this. Sachin DeMore, I thought he had a base hit. The ball moved, had a backspin towards second, and yes, it looks like the shortstop, number 13, was dragged off the bag by the flip of the ball. Pearson Ole at short. So everybody's safe. Bases loaded all of a sudden, nobody out. The South with a great chance here. Cade Critch from Westlake, sophomore. Fouls it off.
Cade's 2 for 3 on the weekend with a double, so it's a good situation right now for the South.
Critch, another one of those players with a really impressive grade point average, 4.80.
Very impressive, and so important these days with the college coaches really wanting these high GPAs for a lot of different reasons. Really nice pitch there.
Rings him up for a called third strike, so he gets one out. South sends up number 10, Aiden Alger of Quartz Hill, one of 3 Quartz Hill players on this roster, along with Dawson Diamond and Tyler Vargas.
Yeah, and back to Cade, these GPAs. The reason they're so important to these college coaches is, number one, if they have high GPAs, they can get them academic money. They can use some of that athletic money on some other players that they need. But number two, it also shows work ethic to them. They don't get to see these players a lot. They don't get to see them in practice a lot. But they know if a guy has a high GPA, they're putting in their time and doing the work they need to do.
Two-one count to Alger. Guys on the graphic. Three and one now.
Aiden with a real good approach here. Just trying to stay short, put the ball in play, and being real patient. Getting a good pitch to hit.
Okay, there's a mix-up on the balls. Stroke. Swing and a miss. And he sets down Alger. So Sachin tightening things up here. If he can get out of this jam without a run, could really help this East squad with that 2-0 lead. So bases are loaded, folks. 2-0 count, 2 outs. Westlake's Kevin Blyer at the plate. Make it 3-0. You take all the way here, Tim?
All the way.
And he does. And it brings home the first run of the game for the South, and they cut the lead in half with that patience from Kevin Blyer. 2-1. So Sachin had the 2 big strikeouts, but then walks in the run. Catcher's really like a second coach out there, isn't he?
Sure is, yeah. That's one thing about these games is, when they're playing with their high school teams all year, they know their pitchers really, really, really well. So going out there, calming them down a little bit, getting them back in the zone, and see if we can get him out of this inning.
That's one of the things I was reading about Diamond, the catcher for the South, from an early age, saying he had a very high game IQ. And Sachin settles in with a strike, 0-1. Batter number 14, Andrew Householder of Gar. Fouls it off once again into that recreational grass area. There's a dog over there. You're watching LivePlaySports.tv. We're at the Southwest Future All-Star Series, the 4th game of the weekend, the final game. Fouled off. It's the East 2, the South 1 in the bottom of the 7th inning. I'm Patrick O'Sullivan with your play-by-play, joined by Tim Penpraise in the booth, who's helped us be involved in this event, put this event together. How many years now for the Southwest Future Series?
I believe it's the 10th year of the Southwest Future All-Star Series. We started at the Urban Youth Academy, went to J. Sarah High School, then Pepperdine, and now CSUN's been gracious enough to host us.
And a big strikeout, so they give up the run, but still holding on to a lead. The East 2, the South 1 after 7. So we saw Sachin, really a lot of different elements to work with in that inning, because he had a couple of big strikeouts. He did give up a run, but then he was asked to kind of settle back in by his catcher, and he got out of that jam. That's another mark of a pitcher, right? The mental approach.
He did. He did. It was a real good job by the catcher after that walk to go out there, settle him down, get him back on track, and get out of that inning.
That's another thing. Just covering games all season long, you see different patterns of pitchers. Certain pitchers look real rocky in the first inning, but they just need that first inning to settle down, and then they'll, after that, go out there and throw 5 shutout innings.
Yeah, it's pretty common. Some pitchers have that reputation, and you just hope some games they get through it.
And the South team now brings out number 12, Jonathan Larson of Rio Mesa on the mound. South team, John Bertzloff, another coach involved today, right?
That's right. Yeah, John's coaching the South team today from Westlake High School. Got a few of his young guys on his team. Got I think the middle right now, Kevin Taylor and Kevin Blyer, both Westlake sophomores.
And now the East, popping one up way behind us. Number 9, Sam Silvera of Camarillo. Camarillo. Ball gets away. Mentioned this earlier. Camarillo has the bragging rights of, they had the number 1 pick in the 2003 draft overall, Delman Young.
Delman Young. Had the opportunity to watch Delman play in high school. Pretty impressive. Not that needed to be said. First overall pick.
No small feat. Could happen tomorrow again. We'll see. And the pitch. Roll it to short. Across the diamond. And one of the Kevins from Westlake, that's Blyer, with the putout. 2 Kevins, both from Westlake, middle of the infield, second and short. Here's a replay. Doesn't make his first baseman work too much. Swinging away and dropping for a base hit. Jaden Fine delivering. He's got relatives here today from Las Vegas. We had a debate earlier whether it was Fine or Fain, and I said, let me know. So his aunt came knocking on the door and let me know.
Jaden Fine, yeah, I've had the opportunity to know Jaden since he was 12. Actually, phenomenal kid, great family. Had some struggles in the last couple of years just with a couple of nagging injuries, but man, he worked really hard this past off season and had a good year this year, and hopefully he's gonna have a great summer and a great senior year. Committed to San Diego State.
That's right. Here's Nathan Church. I don't know if you were keeping track of our stats, but we had his teammate on the mound, William Tamkin. He lost his hat 3 times today, and Church lost his hat twice yesterday.
I think they were just showing off their hair.
I think so. And also let people to know it's got nothing to do with the actual hats. The J-Dub hats are great. Just these players, they like to wear the hat loose now. Big hack by Church. Church, UC Irvine commit.
Good shot of the J-Dub hat there.
Jonathan Larson. Top to third. We're out number 2.
Let's say hello to Jonathan's dad, Coach Larson from Oxnard College. I'm sure he's out here watching Jonathan today.
A lot of parents out for the weekend watching these young players. That was Ricardo Perez making the out at third. Number 15, Stone Schiffman. Steps in. Runner on first, 2-1. East in the royal blue, south in the black. Top of the 8th inning. Popped up. Could be playable. And just hits the top of the dugout and rolls out into the walkway at Matador Field. So Schiffman facing a 1-2 count now. Lifts one, playable, under it and left. We're out number 3. So we've gone 7.5. It's still the East 2, the South 1. Here come the blue jerseys back out on the field, but before that, see Jonathan Larson on the mound and his defense behind him. Covering ground in left field for the third out.
Eric Tolman on the mound for the East team from El Toro High School. CIF champion, El Toro High School.
Yeah, nice staff they have with him and Jake Jackson.
Yeah. Yeah, they have 3 lefties out here today. It's a good problem to have.
Were you a left-handed or a right-handed hitter in your days?
I was a right-handed hitter.
So you liked facing the lefties?
I liked facing anybody. I just like to get on base and see how far I could get. Run a little bit. Get dirty.
Yeah, we've seen a couple dives over at first base today. Tyler Ray still sporting
Yeah, we've seen some real good defense today.
his badge of honor. South brings up number 6, Taylor Justice. Here's Tolman. Two-one ball game. The South. The bottom of the 8th inning. Fouls it off. geared up with the double batting gloves and the double armbands and losing a hat on the mound. But recording the strikeout is Tolman. And you see the expression on him going back to the dugout. Looked pretty impressed by the pitch. Here's Ricardo Perez from Burroughs High. Another freshman. The pitch fouled off. 1-2 the count. Did you get a chance to watch any of the batting practices here?
Yeah, it was fun to watch. A lot of real good hitters. You know, all the El Toro guys put on quite a show. Yeah, Justin Campbell in the first game that put a few out. And actually Tyler Ray had a good batting practice.
Tolman with back-to-back strikeouts. As Perez goes down. Here's number 4, Michael DeMore, with 2 outs. So only 4 outs to work with for the South. They can overcome this 1-run deficit. And there's out number 3. So the East staying on top 2-1 in the bottom of the 8th as we go to the top of the 9th. Here's a replay. Tolman. High leg kick. High grounder. On the high bounce. Throw to first from short. We're out number 3.
Gabe Baldovino with a nice play there at short.
Baldovino making the play. Jonathan Larson, I believe, still on the mound for the South. 6'3" righty from Rio Mesa. Hoping to keep the East at bay, give the South one more chance in the bottom of the 9th. And we are getting up against the time limit, so they want to make quick work. Of the blue squad. And here's Baldovino. One and one. And that ball flares out in the right field for a base hit. So Baldovino having himself a nice couple of days.
Yeah, Gabe getting a lot of buzz this weekend. on both sides of the ball, just for his athleticism.
Here's number 6, Michael Oddman. And it looks like that hit him. It did. Baldovino was running anyway, but by way of the hit by pitch, they'll have runners on first and second with nobody out. Ball skips off the catcher's glove as well, but you see the contact? I think maybe that back forearm.
Ooh.
And it looks like they send the runner. Boy, put our heads down for 1 second and look at the replay, and the monitor's in the booth, and we look up, and the run comes home just like that. It's 3-1. We'll try to untangle what happened exactly there. It looked like maybe they were preoccupied with what just happened with the hit by pitch. Nonetheless, the East now 3-1 with nobody out. And an insurance run. Swinging, lifting to left. Batter was William Tamkin of Malibu. So a misplay by the infield allowed that run to score moments ago. Number 14 for the East, Alex Malone with 1 out. Runners on first and second. Takes count even at 1-1. Another shot of Matador Field with that Bruce Lee quote on the wall in foul ground of left field. Michael Oddman, the runner at second. And Larson facing a couple of challenges, getting out of the inning and keeping this ball game within the time limit to give his team a chance to hit. And he just walked the bases loaded.
Stephen.
Bases loaded. Batter is number 11, Nathan Church. Actually, with the late game, they're going to play this one out, so the time limit not in play. Church takes.
Church hit the ball real well last at bat. Got it up in the wind a little bit. Center fielder caught it, but he squared it up pretty well.
Now he's got a 3-0 count. So bat on the shoulders, but he swings, lifts one to center, and with 1 out, that should send the runner home. It does, standing up for the 4th East run is Michael Oddman. So Church manufacturing a run with a sac fly, gets congratulatory responses from his teammates as he heads towards the dugout. Now 4-1 for the East. Eric Tolman swinging away as well, lifts it to right, and that will be the third out of the inning. So 4-1, they do tack on a couple, and the South will try to make back 3 runs and stage a rally in the bottom of the 9th. In this last game of the Southwest Future All-Star Series of 2017, our 2-day event from Cal State University in Northridge. LivePlaySports.tv, we brought you coverage of all 4 games over 2 days. Morning, afternoon, early evening. Blue squad taking the field. The East. And they send number 15, Stone Schiffman, to the mound of El Toro. So Schiffman looking to walk off a victor, as his team did in that CIF Southern Section Division I title game just a little over a week ago.
You know, between innings, I just want to thank everybody that had everything to do with this event. A lot of work went into this. So I just want to thank Field Level, Marucci, Sports Academy, J-Dub, all the coaches. You know, you got Coach Bertzoff over here from Westlake, Coach Mahoney Brewer, and Coach Walker from Ventura College, and Coach Wilson from Thousand Oaks. All the umpires, all the crew of LivePlaySports.tv, who did a fantastic job bringing this to everybody, and you, Patrick, for doing a great job announcing. So I just want to thank everybody, all the fans for coming out, all the players for coming out and doing a great job, the scouts, the coaches, and everybody that made this event possible for the players and the fans. So,
well, yeah, thank you for having us. We love being here, and I mean, just so cool looking back to when I was in school that these players get to do this. We're covering a game on a live stream with multiple cameras, sponsors on this great college field.
It's amazing.
Yeah, how far it's come. And the coaches, didn't you say yesterday that it's the coaches from the teams that nominate the players to be in this series?
Yeah, so all the high school coaches have a chance to nominate their players for this event. So they'll nominate some coaches, and we go through the list and try to find the guys that we think best represent what we're trying to do here, and invite them to come out.
And here's Gar High School's Anthony Diaz. He'll try to start the rally, 1-1. Bottom of the 9th inning, his team down 4-1. As that ball gets away.
And next year's event will be June 9th and 10th. So
also at CSUN?
Put that in your calendars for next year.
Ball fouled off. 2-2. The left-hander delivers. Diaz takes high. 2-2. Had a good turnout. I got a chance to talk to a scout yesterday from, I'll leave it anonymous, but my favorite Major League team. Ball lifted and caught in left. So these players getting a good look. Diaz. Catcher helping out his outfield, pointing it out in the sky. Brings up number 13, Danny Hernandez of Westlake, as the chances are diminishing. 1 out, bottom of the 9th inning. Delivers a strike. Got a fan waving to us with the University of Oregon hat. And that's out number 2. So down to the final out. It will be number 9, Dawson Diamond of Quartz Hill, for the South. Stone Schiffman. Nice pitch on the outside corner. And Diamond extends this ball game with a base hit up the middle. Here's number 12, the pitcher, Jonathan Larson, at the plate now. Swinging. Looked a bit unsure about that swing as Schiffman gets it by him. Gets him to wave at another one. The throw down to second on the attempt by Diamond. Diamond will be in there head first, so Diamond in scoring position. See the replay? Schiffman looks over. And he just strikes out Jonathan Larson for the final out of the ball game, as we saw the replay of Diamond's stolen base, but to no avail. It will be the East closing this one out with a 4-1 victory over the South. This morning we saw the North defeat the West 12-6. And that wraps up this 2-day event. 4 games overall, the Southwest Future All-Star Series from CSUN, Cal State University, Northridge. LivePlaySports.tv bringing you the coverage. I've been Patrick O'Sullivan with your play-by-play. Tim Penbray's instrumental in bringing this event together. Thank you for having us.
Thank you for being here.
And our sponsors like Sports Academy, the full training campus in Thousand Oaks for every sport, every aspect of those sports, strength, mindset development, recovery, and medical services. As the players walk to their respective dugouts. Sun's still up in Northridge, even though it's getting into the evening. Also thank our sponsors, Field Level, Marucci, J-Dub, Amateur Baseball Group, Inc. And that pretty much wraps up our prep baseball coverage. This year we had the regular season, the playoffs, and this Southwest Future All-Star Series. Been another great year of baseball in Southern California. Seeing these future All-Stars indeed. Look for them next year at the high school level, and some players who've come through here, and in the games we've covered, we'll be seeing them in Division I college ball, and a few of them at least at the major league level someday. Your final once again, the East taking this one over the South 4-1 from Northridge, California. Thank you for watching.